he's been able to really have the Europeans fall at his feet. They're now talking about 5% spending of 5% of their GDP. That is so far away from where they were just a couple of months ago. Caroline Levitt was asked about this at the White House as well today, and what that might mean for Australia, because we've seen from Anthony Albanese this morning, he's not budging on that figure, and that's consistent with what the Defence Minister told Hegseth just a couple of weeks ago here.
He's made the same demands of Asia-Pacific allies of the United States, including Australia, where I'm from. How does the NATO result impact negotiations with Asia-Pacific allies?
If our allies in Europe and our NATO allies can do it, I think our allies and our friends in the Asia-Pacific region can do it as well.
Joe, the Prime Minister has always wanted to say that he'll deal with the American leadership, with Trump, on specific issues, not all wrapped into one, but that's not how Trump works. There's always a quid pro quo, and I think that was very clear from Caroline Levitt this morning, that tariffs, AUKUS, the level of defence spending, they all matter and they're all connected.
Well, of course they matter, and of course they are connected. The risk is, look, I can understand where Anthony Albanese is coming from. Donald Trump's perceived to be deeply unpopular in Australia. Anthony Albanese has just had a thumping victory. It's a loveless landslide, but it's a thumping victory in Australia. And he's saying, well, I don't want to end up looking like Zelensky or Carney or the South African Prime Minister or President in the Oval Office. But the fact is, we do need the United States. They're the biggest investor in Australia. They are crucial to the Indo-Pacific. They've just shown the world their capability to deliver on their objectives. And importantly, they are a force for good and have been throughout our history. So the danger is at the moment that we can slip from being a Tier 1 ally of the United States to a Tier 3 ally. And of course, Donald Trump, and I think you'd probably agree with this, Mick, his focus is not really Europe. His focus is not really the Middle East. His focus is China and the Indo-Pacific.
Well, what's happened there, Joe and Mick? Because, look, I don't want to talk down Australia. I think we need to be bipartisan and non-political when it comes to the Prime Minister, whoever it is, dealing with the White House and Donald Trump. But we are out in the cold, and there is really no other way to see it at the moment, Sean.
We talked about this previously. Remember when he got snubbed, supposedly, in Canada, and it was a big deal back in Australia as to whether or not that was personal to Anthony Albanese. And it turns out afterwards it wasn't. He was coming back to do something.
Not me. But then Caroline Levitt said this morning that he has been able to have phone calls with the meetings with the people that he wasn't able to have meetings with. That's not Anthony Albanese. So we are just nowhere. We're not even front of mind.
It's easy to get back. Listen, Donald Trump's ability to forgive is infinite. His ability to forget is non-existent. But you never know. You could be in the doghouse one day and sitting at the Oval Office the next. So I wouldn't rule it out. The relationship is still there. It's cultural. It's military. There's a language. Sometimes we even speak the same language. The foundation is still there.